Now, what are features of sustainable development? What is meaning of sustainable development here? Features will give an idea. Features of sustainable development as in short. Can we say increase in GDP or real GDP? Is it a feature of sustainable development? Increase in real GDP? Yes or no? Hmm? Yes or no? Why? Hmm? Production should increase. Why should increase? Why? Why no? Resources are limited. So increase in real GDP should be a feature. Yes or no? Common sense. Why no? What is the topic? Is it environmental protection? It is sustainable development. So production should increase. It doesn't mean that we should not develop. We should just take care of environment. We should leave our actually job and business and take care of environment. No, it is not that. So it is actually increase in real GDP. Logic is clear because objective here is not key to take care of environment only. We have to develop, but in such a manner that environment should be conserved. So here social welfare is included or not? Social welfare. So we have to social welfare or well-being we have to do because we have to develop, clear, and other conservation of environment. Conservation of environment. So these are the features of sustainable development. Like we have to increase production welfare and in a sustainable manner, taking care of environment. So this is sustainable development. If we talk about first only, this is feature of which one? Economic growth, and first two feature of economic development. And if we include this also, then becomes sustainable development. Okay. In other words, we can say how many dimensions are there in this dimensions. What are dimensions? Can we say it has economic dimension? Yes or no? Yes, one is economic. Can we say it has social dimension? Yes or no? Yes, social dimension. Any other dimension? Environmental dimension, economic dimension, social dimension, environmental dimension. Any other dimension? Hmm? Political? Political dimension is there? Yes or no? Yes. Why? Why? Anybody? Political factors are very important to achieve this objective. Anybody in favor of no? Hmm? Political factors, can you repeat? Government policies are important to achieve this. So, but actually, it is not the dimension. No. Can you tell me logic for that? It is not dimension. Only three. No. No. Actually, political factors are important to achieve this. But don't you think political factors are also important for economic growth also? Everything important, but it's not a part of this concept. Political factors are important to achieve this, but it's not a part of this concept as such. Okay, it has only three dimensions. So what's the point here? The political factors are important to achieve this, but it's not a part of this concept as such. Clear? So only three dimensions are there, not political. This is a common confusion that political factors are important to become part of this. No. So political factors are important to achieve this concept, but it's not a part of this concept as such. So these are related with these features. Economic dimension reflected here, social dimension reflected here, environmental dimension reflected here. Clear? And these are interrelated or independent dimensions. Social, economic, environmental, interrelated. So normally in books, usually they make this kind of circle, this kind of Venn diagram, like economic, social, and environmental. So these are interrelated concepts. Clear? So three-dimensional concept. Now, how we measure sustainable development? So what are indicators? So indicators of sustainable development. So GDP, economic growth we measure by GDP, real GDP. Economic development by HDI. So which GDP is used? Which is used? Actually, it is real GDP. No, not real. Rather, green GDP. Green GDP. So indicator here is green GDP. So what is green GDP? So actually, in green GDP, what we do in production process, there is some environmental degradation or not? Yes. So we give money value to that and minus that from the GDP, from the value of GDP. GDP is value of goods produced. From that, whatever is money value, environmental degradation, we minus that in this manner. Yes. To mention this, it is, it is the adjusted for GDP adjusted for the cost of environmental degradation. It is the GDP adjusted for the cost of environmental degradation. GDP adjusted for the cost of environmental degradation. GDP adjusted for the cost of environmental degradation. Cost of environmental degradation. Okay, GDP adjusted for the cost of environmental degradation. So whatever is degradation to environment, it is GDP adjusted for that. So simply value of goods and services produced minus the money value. We have to give money value to pollution, depletion of resources, etc. And then this matter. So if green GDP is increasing, that is saying we are sustainable. Okay, and but estimation of this environmental cost actually is easy. Money value of environmental degradation. So it is very difficult. But some countries have their own conventions to give money value to pollution and other resource depletion, etc. So they estimate. In India, we don't measure till now, but we are planning to introduce this concept in India. So till now, for us, it is by and large theoretical only. Because practically, when it will be adopted, then it will become more important to what are norms for measuring green. Okay, so by and large theoretical concept. Even in means two marker question was asked on this, what is green GDP earlier. Other is genuine savings. Genuine saving. So saving actually why saving is related with the sustainable development. Any reason why saving is related with sustainable development? Any reason, any logic? Because why people save? For future. So it is getting the future. We should not consume everything. We should keep something for future. But it should not be just saving. It should be genuine saving. Now, what is genuine saving? Genuine saving means from total saving is called gross saving. From gross savings or total savings, we have to minus two things from gross savings. We have to minus depreciation in man-made capital as well as depreciation in natural capital. Man-made capital like machinery factory we have made. So gross savings minus depreciation. Gross saving is total saving. Means whatever money we save, that is saving. Gross saving. Depreciation in man-made capital. So depreciation in man-made capital minus minus depreciation in natural capital. So gross savings equal to what? Depreciation in man-made capital minus depreciation in natural capital. Okay, so what is man-made capital? Like machinery factory. Yes. Normally when we say capital stock, as we told you, physical capital means machinery factory. So that is, and technically when we minus this from gross, it will become net saving or net investment. Okay, so and when we minus natural capital depreciation also, we get genuine saving. But estimation of this natural capital is easy to know. It is very subjective. Even concept natural capital is also itself subjective. So capital means anything which assists in production productivity. Now, what are the natural factors which assist in production productivity? That is very actually subjective. Even concept is subjective. So practically not estimated. Just actually a theoretical concept. If we should minus depreciation in machinery factory, because normally savings are used for investment, which increases value of machinery factory. So we say gross investment means the money we have invested, and net investment means total investment minus the depreciation in machinery. So it shows net increase in value of machinery. So net investment, and from net we minus this also we get genuine savings. So it's just theoretical concept, not practically actually measured as such. Okay, these are indicators, and some other indicators are also there. Other is now threat to sustain development. So what are threats? Any doubt? Concept. Sustainable development means development that can be sustained in future. Very simple. The process of development which can sustain. And the problem which actually affects sustainability is the degradation of environment and depletion of resources. This is the process which should, in development, we have to take care of resources and environment so that that process will continue in future. So definition is that development that meets the needs of the present without compromising the ability of future generations to meet their own needs. It means that we shall meet our needs, we shall increase production of goods and services in such a manner which will continue, which will not compromise the ability of future generations. Resources should be saved. And teachers, I told you, production should increase, social welfare means we should develop, but taking care of environment. Simple. Okay, so three dimensions are there: social, economic, environmental. Now threats. So threats will make it more clear. So threats are one is actually depletion of resources, depletion of depletion of resources. And do we need resources for development or not? For producing? Yes, but if resources will be depleted, may not be there, then this development may not uh, be possible. Continue. Okay, and resources are of two types: renewable and non-renewable. So which is more important to say? Non-renewable because they have limited in quantity. So we have to be cautious, especially for non-renewable resources. Other is degradation of environment, degradation of environment. Degradation of environment, any example? Example like pollution, any type of pollution, air, water, etc. Others like deforestation. Okay, global warming is a impact rather. Other is like soil erosion, salination, etc. So lot of so in actually this is an interdisciplinary concept. Now this aspect actually you will discuss in geography and environment in detail. And one more thing which is related to this, what is that? That is actually loss of biodiversity. Loss of biodiversity. Like, animal species and plant species are increasing or decreasing. They are reducing in general. What is problem? If some plant and animal species may not be there in future, what will be problem? So problem could be that food chain may be affected actually. So food chain may be affected, and this it may affect ecological cycle. Ecological cycle will be affected, so it may lead to natural disasters. Apart from that, like we use some animal plants for food and medicines, we won't have access to that food and medicine. So these are the problems. These are mainly interrelated things. So threats are mainly these. And now actually suggestions, now measures to promote sustainable development. Now how we can promote sustainable development? So as I told you, you will discuss mainly most of the dimensions in geography or environmental section. I'll give you a brief idea. Like first of all, relating to non-renewable resources, the cautious use of non-renewable resources, very simple, like petrol, diesel, etc. We should use coal within limits. One thing. Second, two, other is that we have to focus more on which non-renewable resources, like which like solar energy, wind energy, nuclear energy, etc. So that okay. Now, can we say we can use non-renewable resources to maximum possible? Not all. Like water is a renewable resource as such. But if we overuse water, then there will be scarcity of water. Also, like ground water table is going down because of excessive, actually, withdrawal of groundwater. So even some resources have limits. So we have to take care of those limits. Other is that, can we say technology may help in this? Yes, technology may help, like because the cars, which conform to higher environmental norms, like Bharat stage 4, 5, 6. So those actually cars, they pollute less, and they consume more or less fuel. Less fuel. So one resources could be saved, and other is pollution could be reduced. So technology can help actually in achieving this. Apart from that, regarding resources, and other is that, like in general, uh, environmental in general, this is we have to take care of the environment, like laws, etc. Enforcement should be improved. Other aspect, say, is like in industry we should not produce non-biodegradable things like polythene, etc. Recently government has already banned. Other is actually now focus should be on recycling or mining. Recycling rather than mining, because two benefits are there. The mining will reduce our resources as well as and will make it more pollution. So recycling will save resources, on the other hand will reduce pollution also. So mining in agriculture sector, organic farming and environmentally friendly techniques, production, natural farming, organic farming, zero budget natural farming, etc. So farming techniques should be like that. Okay, proper crop rotation, etc. Okay, now pure economic actually aspect. I will discuss 2 points from pure economic aspect. So economic aspect, one is product subsidies. Product subsidies to be replaced by direct benefit transfer. Product subsidies to be replaced by direct benefit transfer (DBT). So DBT, you might have heard of DBT, direct benefit transfer. Here, money is directly transferred, the subsidy, in the account of beneficiary, instead of actually giving the subsidy on a product. Just like earlier, you were buying LPG, the government was giving subsidy on the LPG, so it was cheaper actually, because a part was paid by government to company. The company was charging less from you. Now you have to pay full price of you have to pay full price for LPG cylinder, and then the amount of subsidy is transferred in your account. Okay, so what is benefit of it? Because product subsidy, why it should be abolished? It should be abolished because it promotes resource overuse. It promotes resource overuse and wastage. Product subsidy actually, how? Because it reduces price. Rather, we can say product subsidy reduce price, and since price will reduce, this will create this problem. Product subsidy reduces price, and when things are cheaper, people overuse. Okay, like we will discuss demand curve. So when things are cheaper, people buy more in general. So when product subsidy reduce price, and when price is less, people overconsume. People don't bother much about, because once LPG was subsidized, so people were misusing it very large scale. So people were using for not only for cooking, but for heating, lighting, for running vehicles on that. So things are cheaper than they are misused. Just like electricity is subsidized, so bill is not much, or bill is low, so hardly you bother about switching off your light. Okay, it's a matter of 3, 4 hours. So, so when things are cheaper, people overuse that. So resource, it leads to resource wastage. So I think this clear. So this DBT we will discuss. This is very important scheme which will not reduce only leakages and mistargeting and other problem, but also is important for environmental conservation. Yes. Other thing is that poverty should be reduced. Poverty should be reduced. Acha, why poverty should be reduced? Because it is important for actually for we can say social welfare, obviously, for social justice, and second thing for environmental conservation. Reason is that very poor people, they pollute more or less, they create more pollution. Okay, so very poor people, they actually degrade environment much. One example may be open defecation. Okay, so very poor people, they degrade environment much actually, they create much pollution. Hmm? Fuel wood, etc., like burning of things, etc. So they create much pollution. So poverty reduction is important not only for achieving social objectives but also for reducing pollution. Okay, so environmental conservation also. Okay, so other, okay, one point, next point, the second and third economic issue is that market linked approaches. Market linked approach rather. Market linked approach means what? In microeconomic concept, actually, I will discuss in detail how markets work. But do you think market means the government would not intervene, leave it to demand and supply? Can it take care of environment? No. So government has to intervene to overcome this thing, because actually the example of market linked approach is that pollution taxes. Example of this is pollution taxes. So I will discuss in detail how markets work. There are in some areas market fail. So market actually fail to protect environment. Simple thing is that if government would not make norms for pollution, do you think some will take care of that? No, some won't take care of that. So like pollution taxes and actually subsidies for environment friendly technologies, for environment friendly technologies or product technologies slash product. Like polythene is banned, to government may give subsidy for other alternative bags, etc. So subsidies for this. So government can actually intervene to create this, overcome this failure of market to achieve this. Okay. So market linked approaches, because market fail in this area also. So in detail I will discuss this one. So these are pure economic points. The, this product actually substitutes poverty, and other general points like if awareness among people should be increased. Local bodies participation could be enhanced. Like last year's budget, government announced one scheme, Govardhan. What is Govardhan? Like under that scheme, local bodies will promote this. They will cow dung will be put in a pit, and then it will make natural gas, as well as it will increase what natural gas, as well as compost will be produced by this. So I think this is okay. So this is all in this news today. So we'll continue then tomorrow. So this in this we have discussed actually what the concept only. Now tomorrow we'll continue with measurement, how we measure economic growth like HDI and other